on with me. People who know me know this is my same talk I had 20, 30 years ago. I haven't changed. I haven't deviated from this position whatsoever about Arabic. Why do people take the time and teach the people the language? Teach them the language. 2, 3 years, everybody have the language. And then, I mean, and then we can hire a scholar, you know, go over whatever book you want to go over.
And you'll know.
And you'll know. But everybody on the same footing. Why is it that what it is, they say, it's a proverb, it says, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed
man is king. And I was about to say that because I realized that you'll notice that the brothers will get up there and they'll go deep into Arabic. They know we don't know what they're talking about. We'll be up there and we're just mystified because we think you know everything. You could only have, like a lot of brothers I found out have only went to Medina for 1 or 2 years. Came back and they're imams now. And they're coming back and they're teaching the people and they haven't even finished the course. But since they know the Arabiya and we associate Arabic with the Quran, they are, this is the guy. He's the guy we need to listen to. Yeah. And they may not be very good at what they do, but they know that language. Because I heard like...
And they don't even know the language.
Not really. But to us, they know it all.
And I used to tell the people, it's just like if I came and told you that I know Japanese. If you don't know Japanese, I can tell you anything is Japanese. That's what I used to tell the people. They tell me
Korean. And I'm like, wow, this guy's great.
Yeah.
Understood, yup.
Yeah.
I had that experience back in the day. I used to study like Chinese philosophy and Taoism, and I had to learn a system of symbols. But the people who studied it for years, they didn't just take the time to learn the system first. And so they would go to these lectures, and I've been in lectures where a dude was doing a whole lecture, like this symbol means this. And I was like, that's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? Out of the 64, that might be number 13, and you talking about number 31. You know what I mean? And he was just going and going, and everyone was sitting there.
Mystified.
And because no one knew what was on the board, they didn't know that he was telling basically a bold-faced lie. He had no idea what he was talking about. And it was like, later I was like, I raised my hand, I was like, that's not that one, that's number. And then they go into the book like, oh, it is. Oh.
And he been talking for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he just gave a whole lecture to the community, like, this is what needs to happen based on this system, and da-da-da-da.
And it was a lot.
And because no one knew what was on the board, they all sat there and were mystified.
And what probably scares me the most is that I think on the day of judgment, and I could probably say I know, all of us can be held accountable for our non-action. I mean, how do you not? I don't know how you have the Quran, you have a book, we have a dastur, you have it, and you don't even know what it's saying.
Dastur?
Yeah, our Constitution.
Oh.
The Quran is our Constitution. It's what separates those who know from those who don't know.
A lot of stuff you said has convinced us, but I think what got us the most, and I think I will agree, is that day we sat in here and you went over
from El Qadri, that fiqh issue.
Oh my goodness! It was like that's not how
we go over the whole thing. I mean, see, we only I'm just giving
you gave us a paragraph.
That's just a paragraph, right? We ain't talking about the whole book.
And we were just like, whoa, like
this here is stuff that children learn, and so you have to grow up with this kind of attitude, this character. If the people grew up like this here, we would change the world. Change it.
I want to ask you, because remember we went over those 10 detergents?
Yeah.
Right? And as I was reading it, I went back and was reading over it. Is it that in a lot of ways we put in kind of like the carriage before the horse? Because a lot of times we take our shahada, and the first thing we try to get, ilm, you know what I'm saying? The first thing we try to do is try to reason for ourselves. But then the first thing he had on there was the deen. You know what I mean? And I'm realizing the deen is in Arabic. If you don't know, what duas to say, what the processes are, if you don't know what your book actually says, you jump in all the way to like trying to figure and reason You jumping all the way to trying to read all these books on fiqh.
And you don't know nothing.
Let me explain briefly. My philosophy or my point of view is this here, and this is where I differ with a lot of people. Traditionally, you come to Islam. What do you first thing you do because you relative, they're new Muslims. What did give me the process? Give us the process. What did you learn how to do?
I took
After you take your shahada. You got into a salat class or Islam. What's Islam?
Yeah,
learned how to make salat.
Studies. I learned how to make salat. The first thing I did was I just started coming to the 5 prayers a day. I just started coming to
Right, that's how you learn how to make salat, and then that in conjunction with actual salat class, you learn what to say.
What to say?
Okay, come on. Keep okay.
Fundamentals of Islam.
You got the fundamentals of Islam. Go ahead.
And learn my 5 pillars.
Go ahead.
And then I made Ramadan.
Mine was different.
Okay.
Mine was very different.
And then I made Ramadan, and then since then I've just been in these classes.
When in that process, from the time you took shahada, give me either in months or years, when did you start the actual pursuit of studying Arabic for comprehension?
Probably in the first month, because the first thing I did is I sat down at that little board and I wrote out the
alphabet,
middle, beginning. Middle,
yeah, I remember because I used to have that chart over there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to see you over there.
I used to write out the chart. Write out the chart every time, and then I took your class with the kids, and then I took a class with Muhammad Mendes for about a month, like a month intensive, and then I kind of let it slack. But the first thing I tried to do was learn the Arabic, because having that experience with philosophy, I knew that you don't know what's in those books.
But you didn't learn Arabic though.
No.
During them times.
No.
You didn't learn Arabic.
Nobody even suggested that I do that. You know what they gave me first? They gave me the sealed nectar. They told me, don't talk to these people, don't take from them, and here's a fiqh book.
Well, the other thing is, when I was reading the Quran, I was studying it for years before I took Shahada, because I was interested. And the thing that kept getting me is, I would read one book and it say something like the size of an ant. Then one book said like the size of an atom. And then one book said, but it was all the same ayat. And I was
but
like,
it'd
wait a
be
minute.
English.
Yeah, it was English.
But you look at the Arabic and it all be the same.
I'm like, an atom and an ant are not similar. They're not even closely related. And so somebody was like, well, they were trying to use that as an example of something really small. I'm like, well, if the Arabic says something really small, then why don't you just put something really small? Don't put like an ant. Don't put like an atom.
He wanted to be specific.
No, don't change. No, you're changing what's in it.
Yeah,
don't change the context of what's being said by trying to give me a translation that you think fits my understanding. And that kind of was bothering me, because because Abdur-Rahman kept saying, learn the Arabic. Because I was like, wait a minute. I had like 17 Qurans, different people's translation. I'm like, why does this one say this and this one say this? You know what I mean? It's only one book, so how they all say
so this is what I suggest then. When a person takes Shahada, you know, in America, because, it's unlikely that, because of the time we are, because if we was children, it'd be something different. But as adults, we have this desire to want to know more. So you have to at least teach them how to make the salah. So you can't escape that. But immediately start them in the Arabic lessons. Look, don't teach them nothing about Tawheed, because that word wasn't even used on the time of the Prophet. Aqid wasn't even used. So that means, it wasn't taught as a class. If you want to teach them Aqidah, teach them Surah Ikhlas. If they learn Surah Ikhlas, they learn Aqidah. That's our Aqidah right there in Surah Ikhlas.
That's what they say.
The basic. If you want to learn more detailed stuff, then as you go on, you can learn that. But if they learn the Arabic, learn how to read and comprehend that Quran, understand what they're saying when we make salah, years making salah. And people don't even realize that that's a communication, but because they don't comprehend it, it's just like foreign words on the ocean, like the foam on the river just going down. In the ocean, it don't have no meaning.
It's like, as a kid, I used to study the dictionary because I never wanted to be around adults and they be talking and I not know what they say. And then when I came to Islam and I be behind them in that salat and they are reciting and I don't know what's going on. And I'm supposed to feel something. I don't know what he's saying. And people are crying and I'm like, what's going on? I feel like I'm actually in a foreign language. But this is what I'm supposed to be. So I said, I have to learn. And nobody there, they was like, it's not important. He was like, yo, you got the English, no, don't worry about that. I'm like, okay, but something inside of me was driving me. I said, I got to learn this. So I started getting books and stuff like that, and it just wasn't, I couldn't hear it. So then I went to Sheikh Jahid, and he was like, and I was his only student. He was like, yeah, I got a student. And I stayed there for like 2 years. And it was kind of like, you know, it just got to the point where it was kind of like, I hit the ceiling there. Like, he wouldn't go any further because other people were very slow. And I was just, I knew this stuff. So I was like, I gotta find another teacher. And that's it. That's what you should do. Always try to keep going, you know?
MashaAllah. And then you get to the point where you learn your Arabic, you comprehend. I mean, you know, it's open. The world is open for you now. Any science you want to go into, you can go into.
You can actually buy an Arabic book. You can actually buy an Arabic Islamic book and read it and know what's being said for the most part.
I did that the other day.
You got one?
Like a little $8 book.
Yeah.
It mainly had surahs in it.
Yeah.
It had like a few du'as in it and stuff. But I was like, I want to at least be able to read this book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe in a few months, but I want to be able to read this book.
Yeah, that's what I got. What I did is I got. They finally translated Imam Ahmed's stuff into English, but I got the old one, the one that's not in English, but it has the tashkil. Because I really can't read without tashkil. But it's all Arabic. And it's hadith. So you go through there, but then I realized something. Somebody said something, they said, use the Quran. Harun. He was like, why are you doing that? Use the Quran. And I was like, oh.
To do what?
To just break down the grammar, do anything. Use the Quran.
You got to do different things.
And that's what I said.
It's not just Quran.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, because these hadith, they're set, and it's like a narration sort of like thing. And I was like, this is a little different from this.
And it's easier too.
Yeah.
Quran, I mean, is a science all by itself. And sometimes what happens, Quran sets the standard for Arabic. Just like eventually you have to get into poetry.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother, like in English, poetry is not the norm in language. Music, all is part of the language. Even in Arabic, we have music that you got to study and read.
You know, I found out about recitation. They were like, there's different, they said, because I was wondering why all the people, like I can tell when somebody learned in Saudi, mostly by the way they recite, or if they learn here or there. And I was like, and I was just trying to figure out how I knew that. Then I figured out that they call it maqamat or something like that. It's like this rhythm that Saudis use for their music. It's a little off than regular music. It's not like 1/4. It's like 1/3. It's off a little bit like that. And that's how they teach them how to recite. And the brother yesterday, the one from Ayub, when I heard him recite, I said, this dude studied in Yemen. So I asked him, I talked to him, I was like, yo, brother, what's up? He's like, yeah, I'm from West Philly. I was like, but where'd you study? He said, Yemen. I said, see? Because I've been trying to study that because of the recitation. And I'm trying to learn that. And I realized that people have that, you know. And I said, I thought that was just the way they did it. I thought they just had their own little, I didn't know it was something actually set up. Like, you know, alhamdulillah.
All right, inshallah, sanabda. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Okay, we started lesson 6 last week. Any questions from that? Lesson 6? Lesson 6, you know, Sheikh Abdur-Rahman, he started, you know, introducing the feminine versions of a lot of things that we already went through in the first 5 lessons. Okay? We read the metin, the text itself. Okay? Open up to page 36 to the Tamreen number 2. Okay? Here you have a bunch of pictures on the page. Okay? And here we want to make, you know, it's ma hadha. We want to distinguish between the two of them. Again, when you use hadha, you have to use the appropriate one, hadha or hadhihi. Masculine, the difference between masculine and feminine. If the item you're pointing to, or person you're pointing to is masculine, of course you have to use hadha. But if it's feminine, you have to use hadhihi. So that's what this exercise is geared for. All right, so we take one picture at a time, you know, try to keep the row, and then, you know, until we exhaust it. So the question has already been asked, and I'll do the first one, ma hadha, right? And so now the correct response would be hadha color, right? it would be incorrect to say hadihi. Why? Because hadihi is feminine and qalam is masculine. They don't go together. Okay? So when you use hada, what comes after it must match according to gender. Okay? And there's a few other things that must match with, aside from gender, also number. Right? Because hada indicates one entity, so the noun that comes after hada must also be singular. Okay? And we hadn't got to the duals or the plurals yet, but if we had to, then that would also have to have agreement there. But right now we're talking about agreement in gender. So hada, and for this first one we say hada qalam. So again, the question has already been asked. Okay? So number 2 there, Ayah, take number 2, the next picture.
I'm trying to, I was kind of cheating. I was going back to see what is spoon.
I don't know spoon at all.
It's right on the Mil-Aqa.
Mil-Aqa, come on.
Mil-Aqa.
Okay. Hadihi Mil-Aqa.
Good. Hadihi Mil-Aqa. Ali?
Hada kitab.
Okay. Sis?
Hada kamis.
Good. Ayah?
Hada Baytun.
Hada Bait.
Hada Bayt.
Good. Ali?
Hada sa'a.
La.
La. Is that not?
You have the right word, but
okay.
it's not.
Hada hi sa'a.
Hadihi.
Hadihi sa'a.
Okay.
Hadihi sayara.
Good. Okay. I
That's a door or
say it in Arabic what you think it is.
oh, okay.
Naam hada huwa. Naam hada huwa. Naam hada huwa.
What is it?
Naam hada huwa.
Yes.
Yes. I'm saying yes.
Naam naam.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not understanding.
Hada
You
huwa.
already asked the question already, right? So I'm saying naam.
Yes. Okay.
Hada huwa.
Hada huwa.
This is.
Oh yes, it is. Okay. Hada bad.
Okay.
Yes, he is. I'm not understanding. Is he in this?
Okay. Ali.
I don't know the word for feet. If that's what that's what they're trying to represent, feet, right? Legs or feet. Or,
Feet. Come on.
I don't know the name. I don't know the word for feet.
Ayah.
You can tell me, please.
I'm looking at the picture.
I know that. I know that when they have two, that is
Hadihi rich.
Ridge. Ridge.
reach. When they have two of anybody, no, that's not it.
No,
That's
that's
the rule?
not what. No. But I mean that is rule. But
Oh.
I mean from the lesson though. I mean, if you turn the previous page, I mean you have a picture of them right there.
Okay.
See it?
Yeah,
هذه يد وهذه رجل. See it?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, that's the picture there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I-
so this stuff came here.
Daraja.
Come on. هذه
Hadihi daraja.
دراجة.
Daraja.
ودرجة. دراجة. Okay. Ali. You know, on that.
Okay.
This is
هذه يد.
Okay. Read.
Hadihi what?
He said هذه يد.
You talking about hand?
Yes.
Oh, so we can choose anyone?
What do you mean choose anyone?
We were up to the mouth.
No, we're not. We're going across.
Oh, okay.
Right?
It's because of the way that it's kind of like.
Yeah, it's
goes-
kind of off. Yeah, it's going across. Right? See? We did.
okay.
See where?
So the next would be that face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the beard.
Come on.
Okay.
Hada film.
Not fem.
We just finished door, so you're gonna go from left to right?
You know,
I mean, we're
through the
going
same
across.
thing.
Yo,
Because
he pointed to that one for me. He said,
he
he
did
said,
that.
do this.
We never
And
did
so we
this.
were like,
So we on this? No. We just he did that.
Oh, well, okay.
This one. the way it looks is not.
He's the teacher. Whatever way he sees it, that's how it is.
I mean, really.
Had that, umthum,
Unf. Okay.
Had that,
Aya.
هذه كذا.
لا لا لا. قبل هذا. قبل. Before it. See what I'm saying? Go to the first picture in the row. Look what we didn't say yet. Come, we had column, bay, ridge. What's under it?
Oh, you're going down.
I mean, no, we're going across, but look, she done fem. And what's next?
Wait, fem is.
She done unf here. Oh, I'm not you, but I mean, it's look. Let's go how we went, right? We did this. What's next after this one?
We did bait.
Then what's next? Then what's next? Then what do we do? All right, now, if where you think we're going now? Then?
Okay.
All right, that's
Where is it? Okay,
you see why? Yeah,
that's
that's
seeing this as a
yeah,
row.
but we done.
You did
Yeah, right, because we didn't do this. How everybody skipping down here? You done missed that. So we got this. Now, it's right.
you going by height?
It's that's. I mean, it's only logical.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, really, it's really only logical. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If you look at it, I mean, that's why I'm like, I'm amazed at how y'all figuring out how you don't see the order.
You fall in the panic.
No, you. What did you do last? My goodness, it ain't rocket scientists. And then even if you.
Okay, you can't find where I'm at before
She
you
did.
She did the beard.
She did unf.
Nose, I did nose.
And so now what?
So you're
Down here. Fem.
It's like
Fem, have that fem.
Fem. Okay.
All right.
Oh man.
Right.
I got an issue.
Come
Oh,
on.
man.
No. Turn back 2 pages for you.
Oh.
You see it? You got a picture of it there.
Husband?
Kid. Hadihi. That's what we want. Get the word out. Hadihi kid. All right, now, everybody stop. Why would we go back to yet now? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We done yet. We done unf. Where we going to go now?
To the
Come on. Hadihi. Go on it.
Hadihi McGrath.
Thank you. Alif shukran. Alif shukran. 1,000 thanks.
Yo.
Okay,
Boy.
where you think we're going to go now, Ali?
Yo, hold up.
Come on, you ain't got to turn the page.
I have to turn it.
You ain't got to turn it.
You know that
I
one.
don't know where we
Yeah,
at.
you do.
You know that one.
Oh, you don't know the word. That's this one. This is too funny, boy.
هذا كرسي.
هذا كرسي.
Right. Alright, please get the right one.
هذا نافذة.
هذه
نافذة.
لا wrong word.
Wrong word.
This word here came in the exercises before. ثلاجة. وشد فوق اللام. ثلاجة. ثلاجة. Right. ثلاجة.
هذه ثلاجة.
Okay. Ali.
هذه مفتاح.
هذه لا.
هذا مفتاح. I thought it.
Come on.
Had that last year.
Gee, you started all this stuff here, troublemaker. Come on. Mushawisha, auntie. Mushawish, troublemaker.
Mushawish.
Said, ooh, troublemaker. Ooh.
Mushawish. Come on. Ali. Aya.
Oh, yeah, no, not me.
هذا مفتاح.
Last one.
هذا نجم.
هذا نجم. All right. استمعوا. هذا قلم هذا ملعقة هذا كتاب. I don't know how we missed that one.
Who?
Somebody missed that one. I don't remember.
No, I did it. I did the
didn't say
kitab.
I didn't hear. Okay, you must. Okay.
Yeah, because I was happy
قميص.
because it was easy.
هذا بيت هذه ساعة هذه سيارة هذا باب هذه رجل هذه دراجة هذه يد هذا فم أنف هذا فم هذه كدر هذه مكوى هذا كرسي هذه ثلاجة هذا مفتاح هذا مسجد هذا نجم. Okay?
So that picture of the beard?
It's really for mouth. That, I mean, based on the text. I mean, you know, it looks, you know.
Oh, okay.
Based on the text that came up, that's why.
Okay.
I mean, you know, if we were talking about the beard, then we would say هذه لحية.
That's what I thought. That's what I was trying to figure out. Maybe it's
you know, based on the text, right now that's the picture of a mouth.
Okay.
And the beard is feminine.
Beard is feminine. The word لحية is feminine. Okay.
That's not what.
All right. Okay. Type. Okay. Lesson 7, inshallah. Okay, we had an assignment to do with that there. We go back over that in a few moments. We want to hurry and get through, so we need to go over some things from last week with the verbs. Okay?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay? All right. Sakra awalan. I'll read first, inshallah. I want you to listen to the lesson. Darsu Sabi.
What, the lesson 7?
من هذه؟ هذه آمنة. ومن تلك؟ تلك فاطمة. هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة. هذه الهند وتلك عفوا هذه من الهند وتلك من اليابان. هذه طويلة وتلك قصيرة. من هذا؟ هذا حامد. ومن ذلك؟ ذلك علي. أتلك دجاجة؟ لا، تلك بتة. ما تلك؟ تلك البيضة. هذه سيارة مدرسي وتلك سيارة المدير. الساعة أباس هذه؟ لا، هذه ساعة حامد. تلك الساعة أباس. ذلك ديك وتلك دجاجة. مرة ثانية. A second time. الدرس السابع. من هذه؟ هذه آمنة. ومن تلك؟ تلك فاطمة. هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة. وهذه من الهند وتلك من اليابان. هذه طويلة وتلك قصيرة. من هذا؟ هذا حامد. ومن ذلك؟ ذلك علي. أتلك دجاجة؟ لا، تلك بتة. ما تلك؟ تلك بيضة. هذه سيارة مدرسي وتلك سيارة المدير. الساعة أباس هذه؟ لا، هذه ساعة حامد. تلك ساعة أباس. ذلك ديك وتلك دجاجة. Okay. All right. طيب ابدأ يا علي بالقراءة.
الدرس السابع. من هذا؟
من هذه؟
من هذه؟ هذه أمينة. ومن تلك؟ تلك فاطمة. فاطمة. هذه طبيبة.
هذه طبيبة.
هذه طبيبة. وتلك
ممرضة. It's two memes.
Okay, ممرضة. هذه من الهند.
من الهندي.
Hindi.
Make the habit, unless we come to the end of the statement, read with the i'rab.
Okay.
هذه من الهندي.
وتلك من يابان وتلك من اليابان يابان هذه طويلة وتلك قصيرة من هذا حميد ومن ذلك علي تلك دجاجة لا تلك بطة ما تلك بيضة هذه سيارة مدرس مدرسي وتلك سيارة المدير الساعة أباس هذه
مرة repeat again.
Okay. الساعة
is one word. So that word read by itself, right?
What that? Okay.
It's a separate, it has nothing to do with, it's a separate word. It's not attached to sa, so
okay.
should be read by itself. See, you keep trying read it and then slow down, slow up. Now go to your next word.
Sa.
And read with the i'rab.
Sa'atu.
Okay.
أباس هذه
ساءة أباس هذه what kind of word is
Question.
It's a question word.
Oh, that's what it needs
so
an answer.
In English, when we talk, it's the same. It's the thing they call in speaking. It's what called intonation. You know what intonation means? That means you have to
express what you're trying to say.
Right, you have to say it the way you want it. So as a question, so you have to say the same. You have to say as-sa'atu hadhihi.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Right? Mm-hmm. You have to go to acting school. This is how we learn. This is how you learn how to appreciate language.
And we call that reading fluency in kindergarten and first grade.
So these are things that
and children have to
right
to that after they realize what the meaning.
Right.
is.
So you don't just read it. You have to actually act the part.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a difference from reading. Right. Reading is one thing, but then you have to actually act. You have to act like the words. So you have to read that like a question.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like I would read English book.
Right.
With that type of
right. If it's
don't go there.
Exactly. Like if it had like an exclamation point, then you have to put that in your voice.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, it's not just about just reading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same way. See the thing the same rules how we read in English have to be applied in Arabic. There's no language is language. Okay. Gestures, all those things come out even if we're talking in Arabic. هذه ساعة هذه ساعة من هذه. You got it same way, no different. Okay? تفضل.
لا هذه.
See again. See you got if you say think about what you're saying.
لا.
You got to pause. لا. See you can't just go right into.
Nowhere does it go.
Yeah, all right. لا هذه ساعة حامد تلك ساعة أباس.
Listen. لا هذه ساعة حامد. لا. Here they're showing the period. It's a comma period, but it's the period. That means you have to pause.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you have a comma period in English, we have to pause. لا. هذه ساعة حامد. Tilka sa'atu Abbas. Okay, good. Continue.
Dalika dikun wa tilka dajaja.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. Not a whole lot of new words in this short lesson. Not a whole lot of new words. Okay? Okay? Translation. Ayat. Man hadihi? Hadihi amina.
Who is this?
Okay.
This is Amina.
Good. Waman tilka? Tilka Fatima. Kwame.
And who is this?
Waman tilka? Tilka.
This? Who is that?
Who is that?
Tilka. That. I thought Tilka was feminine.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, Tilka.
Tilka Fatima.
That is Fatima.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. Woman had هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة.
This, how do you say? She is, this is,
Come on.
this is Tabiba, a student, and
Not Taliba. Tabiba.
Tabiba. This is a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a nurse.
Good. Okay. ممرضة. Okay. Okay. Ali. هذه من الهند وتلك من اليابان.
She is from.
هذه. Doesn't say
this-
she.
It says
This.
this. Like, but that's talking about a person. Okay. Okay. This is from.
If you want to say, then say this one.
This okay. This one is from India, and that one is from Japan.
Right. Okay. Okay. هذه طويلة وتلك قصيرة. آية.
I don't remember that word. Tawila.
طويلة. قصيرة.
Big,
Oh,
tall or big.
this one is short.
طويلة opposite, the other way around.
Oh, this one is tall. Oh,